Overdose cases are increasing in parts of eastern Kentucky. Health officials say it's because of a new fentanyl-laced drug. WINT's Chas Jenkins has more on what this could mean for our region.
A new fentanyl-laced drug has creeped into eastern Kentucky, leaving health officials frustrated.
Seems like as soon as we feel like we're educating our communities on what's out there, something new comes up. And we try to get ahead of it as quick as we can and educate our communities.
A substance unlike others used in the area, turning purple when placed in water.
Unfortunately, we see due to poor quality controls when they're manufacturing this or whatever, that sometimes you have high doses of fentanyl and carfentanil, and it causes these overdoses.
The region's seen 6 overdoses and 1 death in Lee, Wolf, and Owsley counties.
Some people, they lose their hope whenever they're in addiction and they see no way out. And there's services out there that can help. And that's what we want them to know, that it's never too late.
Encouraging anyone who sees an overdose happening to call 911 immediately.
If you call 911 for someone who is overdosing and you have substance on you or something yourself, under the Good Samaritan law, you will not be charged if you are just using as well.
Above all, education is the most important tool.
Equip yourself with education and Narcan, because you never know when you can save a life. It could be in a grocery store, parking lot, gas station. It's everywhere.
Another obstacle in the battle against opioid addiction. Chas Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Lockhart says they hope to soon provide fentanyl test strips to better help combat the increase in cases. 2 people were arrested in Clay County in connection to a stolen car. Police were told about the stolen car on Monday. They located it Tuesday morning while on the road. When the couple parked at their home, police arrested 30-year-old Christopher Hodges and 29-year-old Angel Markham. Also in Clay County, Sheriff Patrick Robinson wants to warn folks in the area of a potential scam going around regarding funeral homes. Sheriff Robinson says someone is contacting families of those that have recently died. The caller demands bank information for payment regarding funeral bills. The sheriff says funeral homes would not contact a family regarding payment through the phone. A golden alert is out for a missing person in Pulaski County. 76-year-old Claude Elmo Kleba was last seen at his house today. Kentucky State Police say he was last seen wearing a blue shirt, blue jeans, brown boots, and a blue jacket. Police say he left his home driving a black Ford F-150 and could be traveling with 2 dogs. If you have any information, you're asked to call police.
Well, it was dry for most around the mountains today, but for some, well, it was sunnier than others. Southern part of the area got up into the 70s thanks to the sunshine. Others had trouble making it to 50. Outside right now, London, Corbin, we're in London, but it's I-75, not the airport. But either way, sunshine out there as the sun continues to set this evening. Mountain Parkway at Slade, a little bit cloudier as we see the overcast with us there. It's cooler there. They're in the lower 50s across portions of the Kentucky River Valley. It's also 52 in Jackson, 50 Prestonsburg, 52 Pineville. Look out into the south. 66 Middlesboro, 68 Jacksboro. Then look up to the north. Moorhead's at 43 right now. Those clouds have continued to bring us the cooler temperatures as we've gone through the day. Nothing in terms of any rainfall or even snowfall we have to worry about, but it is going to be chilly, at least for some, as we head into tonight. Some of us are going to make a run at freezing as we head into the nighttime hours, down into the low 30s under partly cloudy skies by daybreak. I'll have the latest on when a few more warm temperatures move in coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Many students and staff members at the University of Pikeville are counting the days until spring break, but one woman working in student success is counting the days until her home finds peace. WIMT's Buddy Forbes shares how the U-Pike bear, born in Ukraine, is waiting out the war.
Daria Aguila has not seen her family in 6 years.
My family gave me everything. to be safe, to be in peace, to have the life that they could never have.
After moving to the U.S. at 16 to attend Jackson State University on a tennis scholarship, she found her home in the States and has since moved to Pike County, where she works in student success at the University of Pikeville.
Pikeville is all about family.
But after a recent call from her family back home,
What happened? And she said, well, it's war.
the mountains seem further than ever from her people in Nova Kahovka.
I saw when the airports got ruined, destroyed, I realized that I won't be able to see my family and maybe my entire family alive.
As she gets updates from the war in Ukraine, holding her breath with every call or clip.
This is my biggest priority. I pray that every single time I call, they will answer.
But with her family in a safe and connected situation, she holds on to hope that peace is more powerful than the plight.
This situation is not breaking the spirit of Ukrainian people. It actually embraces who they truly are.
Stepping out in faith, believing she will see her family again.
Everybody can see that we're strong-minded people, and I'm proud of that.
As she is supported by the found family she created.
And that helps me to be stronger every day. It helps me to rise up every morning and just pray.
From Ukraine to U-Pike, in Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Aguila says she's been in constant contact with her family and is grateful that they are safe for now. She's hopeful that peace will come soon and she'll be able to see them again. For the second year in a row, Site Improve magazine announced Kentucky tops the South Central region for economic development projects per capita. In 2021, 199 projects across the Commonwealth qualified for these rankings. Eastern and Southern Kentucky contributed with projects like App Harvest, the Martin County Solar Project, and new businesses in the Somerset community.
Kentucky stacks up incredibly well on the national stage. The Commonwealth placed first in the South Central region for economic development projects per capita and third nationally.
Last year, 147 of the 264 private sector projects announced across the Commonwealth came from rural counties. Senate President Robert Stiver's son will soon be deployed to Eastern Europe to help Ukraine. Stivers said he became uncharacteristically emotional during Senate floor comments last night. He said his son, who is a U.S. Marine, will be leaving in 10 days. Shelby Lofton sat down to talk with him about the situation thousands of military families are facing.
I am not the only person who will be going through these types of times and thoughts.
As he walks the halls of the Capitol and sits in the Senate chamber, Senate President Robert Stivers says, like so many others, Ukraine is on his mind. In less than 2 weeks, his son will be on military assignment. Because of security risks, his exact location can't be shared.
You can't help but think when your child, in this case my son, is going to be in that region, how fast can it elevate?
Stivers says his son, Robert Taylor, called RT, wants to help them fight for freedom.
He's a young man who believes in his country, who believes in the fact that we should defend our freedoms and should be there to help protect our allies.
In the last few days, lawmakers have started discussing and adopting resolutions in support of Ukraine.
It is an outcry by the people of the state of Kentucky, shown by both the two leaders of the Republicans and Democrats in the Senate chamber, to talk about how this should stop.
Stivers says he looks at the heart-wrenching images of the invasion every day. It will soon become his son's reality.
You can't help but think about it when you see these stories and watch the elevated status get greater and greater every day.
President Biden said troops won't be sent to Ukraine, only neighboring NATO countries. Still, Stivers says he and thousands of other military families worry.
What is in the mind of a man like Vladimir Putin? And how far will he extend this?
A deployment, an invasion with no definitive end. In Frankfurt, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Stivers said his son's deployment will last at least 6 months. Today is World Hearing Day, a reminder that it's never too late to get tested for hearing loss. Health officials say the biggest cause is never wearing ear protection. Common symptoms include muffling of speech, difficulty understanding in a crowd, and needing to turn up a device's volume. Public Health Director Scott Lockhart says hearing loss is nothing to be ashamed of.
Get tested, find out, because you'll be surprised who among you has hearing loss. And often you can correct hearing loss with a very simple little device. Some of us have experienced hearing loss.
Lockhart says he encourages everyone to get tested if there are ever any signs of potential hearing loss. Hazard Community and Technical College is offering a new program that could lead to free tuition. Students have to complete their FAFSA and 4 prerequisites, along with applying for scholarships that may pay for a student's entire RN coursework. Dr. Jennifer Linden says the college had a 100% pass rate on the NCLEX exam for first-time test makers in May of last year.
We have a variety of training for our nurses, so we have enhanced our labs and we've expanded our classrooms so that we are able to offer the highest quality of training.
Dr. Linden adds the college now accepts 100 nursing students in each class. Perry County Central High School is losing one of its stars. WYMT's Keaton Hall spoke with Philip Neese, the theater director at the school, about his next big role.
Philip Neese is retiring after 20 years as the director for the Perry County Central High School Theater. But the beat goes on for Neese, whose next leading role will be with the Kentucky Theater Association.
The opportunity for the board to choose me as their president for the next 3 is extremely cool, a little bit humbling and very overwhelming.
The KTA seeks to make theater programs across the Commonwealth more accessible.
But now I get to fully do that more across the state and go to some underdeveloped areas that don't have a lot of theater around our state and try to get more students involved that way. And that's the big goal of why I wanted to be the president of the KTA in the first place.
Neese is a natural fit for the role. A major part of the KTA is a yearly high school theater festival, something that was built upon a regional competition Neese started with his students 15 years ago.
Very much be like it's a Sweet 16 basketball tournament, except the theater version. And it's a wonderful experience that every single one of the kids here at Perry Central has enjoyed.
Neese's students Macy Moore and Olivia Calhoun say for them the KTA is about more than the competition.
It's really like the experience to not only like show what all we have worked on for, the past year or so, and perform, but also to see what everyone else does and meet other people from other schools.
But for Neese, the KTA is about bringing the stage to those who need it most.
Involved in the Kentucky Theater Association festival formats, which is extremely beneficial. It has changed the lives of a lot of the kids that have gone to these festivals.
Changing lives and lines. In Perry County, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
Neese says he looks forward to filling in as a substitute teacher at Perry Central next year when he's not working on KTA duties. We have a traffic alert for those driving between Jackson and Owsley counties. Kentucky 3536, also known as Old Kentucky 30, in Owsley County will be closed tomorrow. The road will be closed at the Big Springs Road intersection, located around 1 mile from the Kentucky 1071 intersection. The road will be closed to complete the grade and drain of the intersection of New Kentucky 30 and Big Springs Road, as well as realigning a segment of Old Kentucky 30. No reopening date has been announced.
And more spring-like weather is on the way as we close out this work week. I'll have the latest, the very latest, and what it means for your weekend forecast straight ahead.
And we take you to 3 Mile Creek Farm in Pike County for more on their rescue efforts to bring in abused or neglected farm animals.